Hello, well, now this is Wolfstar Games. Wolfstar. Wolfstar. Hello, well, now this is Wolfstar Games, and welcome back to more Robotics Notes Elite. Last time, we got into this big conversation with the Frau about brainwashing and subliminal messages, is specifically hidden within the last Gunvarel episode. And I had a huge revelation during that. Still boggles my mind that Akiho could be quite possibly brainwashed, especially seeing that she is all about Gunvarel, watches the anime a lot, so it's like I can't help but think that she is brainwashed. And from thinking about it, I decided to look up how brainwashing works. I mean, we see brainwashing in all sorts of media, you know, movies, television, video games, and I wanted to educate myself a little bit. So I found this website, I have it on my phone here, of how brainwashing works. And this is actually a pretty recent article on the aptly named howstuffworks.com. And there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring up that I read. There's a couple of different methods of brainwashing, and one of them is the education method, which is also called the propaganda method. So with what we learned last time, with Gunvarel being a tool for brainwashing and that's propaganda, it's like that correlates really well with what I read here. And it says that it goes for the social influence goal, trying to affect a change in a person's beliefs along the lines of do it because you know it's the right thing to do. The method also is when you don't believe in what's being taught. So with Akiho, her beliefs, everything that she goes on about, you know, with robots and, you know, Gunvarel, that could all very well be the brainwashing talking. You have someone who's very driven, very clearly driven, but for all we know, her beliefs could all be a lie, could be all falsified, and that her actual beliefs are actually quite different. They could be different, I should say. So that I find could be a possibility with Akiho. And further on down here, because brainwashing is such an invasive form of influence, it requires the complete isolation and dependency of the subject, which is why you mostly hear of brainwashing occurring in prison camps or totalist cults. Totalist cults, like the Committee of 300. So, seeing that the Committee of 300 is this huge organization and obviously very influential from what we've been reading about them in the Kimijima Reports along with the Tavistock Institute, it's like they're both the Committee of 300 and the Tavistock Institute are like are totalist cults, and they, I don't know, I want to say that both groups together, more so the Committee of 300 though, I guess, want to reform people in a way. I mean, with the whole idea of the brainwashing being the propaganda method. I mean, I've seen this kind of thing before in A Clockwork Orange. I mean, they do the same thing to Malcolm McDowell's character. And he goes on for a while of having these beliefs that were, ingrained into him by watching what is on a screen, a lot like watching Gunvarel for Akiho. So, let's see. There was one other thing here that I took note of. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So, many experts believe that even under ideal brainwashing conditions, the effects of the process are most often short-term. The brainwashing victim's old identity is not, in fact, eradicated by the process, but instead in hiding. And once the new identity stops being reinforced, the old person's old attitudes and beliefs will start to return. So, seeing that the Gunvarel is being used as a tool for brainwashing people, and seeing that Akiho watches Gunvarel all the time, it's like, just over time, as she's grown up, she has been brainwashed. I mean, it's like, how long has she been watching Gunvarel? Since she was quite young, right? So, even though that, as this said, that the process is most often short-term, and once it stops being reinforced, that the person's old attitudes and beliefs will start to return. Seeing that it's all a propaganda method, with Akiho, it still continues. So, it's more like a, I guess, long-term brainwashing. And boy, it's like, how long can someone be brainwashed for? I wonder. I mean, especially if it's supposed to only be short-term. I didn't really see an answer to that in here, but I found that kind of interesting when I read that. And let me see, I think there was one other thing. So no, that was actually it. I just wanted to touch on those couple of things that I read about. I mean, it's a very interesting read. It's a long article, but interesting nonetheless. And, brainwashing is a powerful tool. I can only wonder how bad the brainwashing can get in this game.
じゃあ行ってくるね。
What's wrong, Subaru? These days, Akiho and Subaru seem to go to the robot clinic every day after school. Every day? Huh. That's a little surprising with Subaru. But I guess he has a reason. I wonder what the reason is. And as always, Juna and I are the ones to see them off. This has become a frequent occurrence.
カイ、うちがいないからってサボっちゃダメだからね。ジュンのサポートよろしくね。
I will. I will, Akio. It's like, yes, Madam President. Or, except they never really call her President. They always call her Prez, so I guess Madam Prez. And of course, Akio always says something along these lines before leaving. And I always shrug when she does. The usual template. Once they leave, my free time begins.
あれヤシオくん、ハンガーに行かないの？
I mean, does Kaito have any reason to go to the hangar? I'm guessing not.
悪い。この後学校で用事あるんだよね。
Business at school. Some, kill ballad business, I'm guessing? Or is it actually school-related business?
遅れて合流するから、それまで一人でやっててよ。
用事？ヤシオくんって何かの委員とかだったかな？
He's not, though, right? He doesn't seem to be the type who would be on the student council.
そういうんじゃなくて、仕様ってやつ。
Personal. So, kill ballad?
あんまり詮索すると嫌われるよ。というか、嫌うよ。
嫌われるのは嫌だな。
I will keep liking you, Juna. I promise. I promise. I don't know about Kaito.
そんなわけで、さあさあ、モーション担当はさっさと出発進行。
Yeah, I wonder how that is going for Juna, actually.
うん。
I give Juna a little push on the back and get her to leave. Juna's been practicing constantly for the mocap as of late. Frau took no time programming us some motion capture software. Well, that's good. It's like Frau has done at least some work with the robot club business. But she's being really stubborn when it comes to the drive system. Which is the reason why we went to talk to her last time. But it wound up going into a completely different direction. Is it that much of a pain in the ass? I guess it's all depends on how you look at it, really. Even Subaru's getting nervous about it getting done before February. I'm right there with Subaru. Plus, once Frau starts on something, she keeps working until she finishes. No breaks. This might take up to a month. What will happen to Frau? She could potentially work herself to death. I mean, she has before. I mean, she took like no time off from when she went to do all the programming for Gunvarel, you know, for actually implementing everything that needed to be implemented into him with the programming. You know, and when I say Gunvarel, I mean Gunbuild 1. So she did do that already. Worked herself to death. And she will do it again, I'm pretty sure. Frau might be thinking the same thing. That'd explain why she's been trying to dodge us. Either way, Juna's mocap work is still just in the practice phase. Okay, so we need to warm up a lot to where we need the mocap to be for it to work with Gunvarel, with Gunbuild 2. Model 2 hasn't been assembled yet, so it's too early to come up with actions that match each joint's range of motion. Someone proposed we make a functional 3D model, but it'd take time to create. Plus, Fro would have to make it for us. Yeah. So with no way to simulate anything, we're on hold until we finish the real deal. In other words, the schedule is going to be tight. That being said, as the operator, there's nothing I can do about any of this. No point in worrying! I mean, he could be more than just the operator, though. He could actually work on the robot with everyone else. But of course he won't, because he's too busy with all the Kimijima stuff. I don't feel too guilty over ditching club activities for personal business. Not to mention playing a ton of Kill Ballad.
Airi-chan, oide.
It's almost as if he's calling Airi out in a game of hide and seek, you know, like Ollie Ollie Oxenfree. That kind of surprised me a little bit. I wasn't expecting her to pop up that fast. It's like, hi, Airi. The AR girl happily trots out after I call for her. Trots out? Oh, more like pops up. Like a pop-up book.
明日11月19日の鹿児島県種子島屋久島地方のお天気は晴れでしょう。
Well, thank you for giving the forecast, Airi. Always appreciated.
最高気温は21度、最低気温は13度です。夜は長袖の上着を用意した方がいいですよ。
Okay. Now she's starting to sound like she's like Kaito's mother. It's like, better bring a long sleeve jacket along, Yashio-kun.
貴重なアドバイスをどうも。
Oh, so valuable advice. Yes. I mean, it is valuable advice. I mean, if it's going to be a little chilly up, well, be prepared. I immediately tap on Airi and switch her to Geji-ne.
Access を確認しました。
Like, she always does it so slow. It's like, like she's a robot.
Geji-ne モードに移行します。
I want to avoid talking to Airi at school if at all possible. Yet you are talking to her at school. There are lots of people around, so there's no telling who's watching. True. And that's something he should be careful about. Yet he's doing it anyway. If someone caught wind of this, they'd probably raise a stink about ghosts or something. Well, except Airi is easily explainable. It's like she's not a ghost. Like she's an AI tethered to IRUO. So if you just tell them that, they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and probably be done with it. But right now, I have no choice but to summon her at school. First, let's see how everything's looking.
レポートナンバー5のフラグは全部回収できてるかどうかもう一度確認させてよ。
I checked last night and this morning, but I want to be sure.
君島レポートナンバー5のフラグ回収状況は以下の通りです。1、君島レポートナンバー4を発見している。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ1はすでに達成済み。
Of course, as usual.
2、旧種子島空港の滑走路、ポイント A からポイント B までを5分以内に走り切る。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ2はすでに達成済み。
Completed? This has been completed already? And we didn't witness it? I kind of wanted to know how he was going to achieve this. And they're just gonna gloss over it? Or maybe Kaito will actually tell us. For some reason, the triggers for report number 5 are all based on physical activities. Thanks to my condition, I have zero physical ability to speak of. That's why I gave up at the end of September. But after seeing Kogori Minami's warning, I can't afford to sit on my ass anymore. I have to get them all. Yeah, that's the interesting thing with Frau's mom's warning from last time. It's interesting that subliminal message was a warning straight from the director of Gunvarel. And I want to say that because of her choosing to slip in this warning into a subliminal message in Gunvarel, that is why she decided to disappear, so no one can find her. But then again, I feel like the Committee of 300 has vast resources and can find anyone. So I'm a little worried of Kogori Minami's condition here. I hope she's okay, especially seeing that it's Frau's mom we're talking about. My main issue was trigger number 2. Running from point A to point B of the runway means going from end to end. That's about 1,600 meters. For the record, my 1,500 meter marathon time in junior PE was over 7 minutes. Not only was this 100 meters longer, but unlike a school field, the runway is on a slope. Oh, I didn't realize that. This would be impossible for me. Well, wait. If the runway is on a slope, wouldn't that make it easier? But after thinking it over, I decided to drive from one end to the other on my scooter. Huh, interesting. And that worked? I'm kind of shocked that worked. I mean, it's not running, it's driving. So, and this loophole actually worked. I'm honestly surprised. It took me about a minute or so. Afterwards, I took a shot in the dark and checked with Geji-ne. Guess what? Trigger complete. Huh. I mean, I guess... I mean... If I look... it specifically says run. Not drive. Run. So, exactly how is it that this loophole worked? I'm a little confused. Every time. Talk about lucky.
3. 中種町中央運動公園の陸上競技場トラックを60秒で周回する。ゲジネより注釈。フラグさんはすでに達成済み。
And did he complete that using the same method with his scooter? Seeing how my exploit for trigger number 2 worked, that automatically made clearing number 3 simple. He did. Okay. There seems to be too many loopholes with these triggers. It's like... that makes it too simple then. It's like they should be difficult to get, to unlock. I'd get in trouble if I drove around on my scooter, so I forcefully borrowed a bike from a classmate to use instead. Oh. Forcefully borrowed, huh? So I want to know the altercation with that. I mean, not stolen, but forcefully borrowed. That's a big difference. And also, who was the classmate? My time came in at a little under 30 seconds. Trigger complete. Airi and Geji-ne have been really lax about this whole thing. It's been a huge help.
4. 中央種子島高校弓道場で矢を的の中心に当てる。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ4はすでに達成済み。
And how is he with getting a bullseye? Did he use a loophole with this one too? Thus, the hardest one ended up being trigger number 4. Couldn't find a loophole, huh? I asked the Kyoto club to lend me a bow, but they totally refused. That's not surprising, actually. I get it. Who'd let a rando third year, one in the problematic robot club, use a bow? I sure wouldn't. It also didn't help that the Kyoto... I keep wanting to say Kyoto. Kyudo club's advisor is the vice principal herself. Oh. Well then. In the end, I utilized the Passion Accord to locate an old Kyudo club member and borrow their bow for a day. Passion Accord? What's the Passion Accord? I then waited for the club to finish practice, snuck into the bow range, and shot arrows 2 meters from the target. Isn't that extremely close? After about an hour, I finally hit the center of the target and completed the trigger. It was already night by then. It took him an hour. Wow. Also, wait. Actually, 2 meters is a fair distance, isn't it? I basically cheated on all but number 1. I mean, number 1 is gonna be the same every time. So, a win's a win. Though, personally, I'm not a fan of these kinds of tactics. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And so that brings us to today.
4つのフラグはすべて回収されました。これにより、君島レポートナンバー5の AR アノテーションも可視化されています。
Alright. Now we just have to go around and find it.
で、ゲジネの予想によれば、レポートがあるのはこの学校内のどこかと。
はい。速やかに回収してください。
Somewhere on campus, around the school. Huh. I wonder why one is located at school.
まさか他の人にも見えてたりするの？
Only if they whip out their phone droid and start looking around the campus using IRUO. And I take it most people aren't doing that.
いいえ、フラグを回収した人にのみ見えるようになっているはずです。
That makes sense, actually.
だったら急ぐ必要なんてないじゃないか。
Just then, I hear some girls snickering from a short ways away. Oh. Some classmates? It's like, quick, put your phone in your pocket, Kaito. Don't let them see what you're doing. I turn around to find 3 girls in the hall looking at me and laughing for some reason. In the hall? What hall? When they notice that I've spotted them, they hurry away. They probably think I'm some weirdo who talks to his phone droid. It's like, hello phone, how are you? See, this is why I didn't want to summon Heidi at school. Geji-ne's right. Let's get this over and done with. Find the report, move on. There should be a Power Mark AR annotation for the Kimijima Report somewhere at school. I gotta find it. Okay. And campus is quite big too. Okay, so we have the courtyard, parking lot, school entrance, and a entrance, year 3 general course class, corridor, and connecting corridor. What parts of the school haven't I been at? Actually, from what I can tell with the tiny pictures, I think I've been to all these places. I mean, I'm at the courtyard. Parking lot, that's where all the bikes are. Let's see. The front entrance of the school. Corner. Yeah, these are all places I've been to before. Okay, so there won't be any geotags. Or maybe there will be at the entrance, though? Though I think I've looked at almost everything in the school already, I think. Well, regardless, let's see. I'm not even sure where to go here. Let me take a look at the guide here, see what it says. Actually, it doesn't tell me where to look. Never mind. I gotta figure it out for myself. Alright, well, I don't think it's going to be in the courtyard, I don't think. Let's try... I want to say, like, the entrance. I feel like that's, like, the most logical place. Without my IRUO. Oh, there is a geotag here, but I've already read it. Okay, so many shoes! I mean, that's Japan for you. They take their shoes off when they go into buildings. It would be very interesting if it was in the year 3 general course class. I mean, that's Akiho and Kaito's classroom. This is the 3rd year classroom. Your classroom, Kaito. Let's see here. Oh, there is today's chore duty. It's like that one changes from day to day. Aiba and Akaishi? Akaishi. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. Watch it be in like some random desk. Didn't really see anything in the classroom. Maybe... Parking lot? Maybe? I mean... No. What am I doing? Oh, this is... These are new bikes here. I haven't read these. Kanda Super Club. Registered by Kasugano Kire. Okay. And Kanda Super Club, registered by Inoue Takumi. Okay, let's see here. It'd be really weird if it was on someone's scooter. And you know, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about the trigger for it to be not visible. I mean, the very first one you could actually see, but so far all the rest of them have been like hidden. So the fact that I have to look around at a place and make sure to pay attention to the reticle of when it changes color is just kind of a... I don't know, I feel it's kind of not a very good way of, you know, getting it across that you should be looking for something in that way. For the reticle to change color, no, it's like if they, I mean, I appreciate that they don't make it easy to find the triggers, but at the same time, it's like, how long do you want the players to really look around for where the trigger is? Let's see, where haven't I been? School entrance. Maybe here. Front gate of the school. And there's so much around here that I feel like it might be here, so it's like, really pay attention to the reticle here. Okay, I looked at the more detailed guide to see where it is, and it's actually right there. That is high up.
君島レポートナンバー5をダウンロードしました。
I'm not going to be able to focus and read it here. Go somewhere a little more private. Time to switch locations. Smart idea. Oh, in here. I slip into the club room and plop down on the round chair. I can't bring out my phone droid. I was about to say that I think I got all the geotags in here, but I wanted to check to make sure, but I can't take out my phone droid. I slip into the club room and plop down on the round chair. Now then, let's take a look-see at this report. What are we gonna get here? Feeling a little anxious, Kaito? Shit, I'm nervous. My finger trembles a little as I navigate my phone droid's menus.
何ビビってんだかね、俺は。
I should be scared a little bit. I mean, this is some pretty heavy, scary stuff that he's reading. I force a smile to mask my own fear. The first time I saw one of these Kimijima reports, I wanted to laugh at what it said. But now, I'm surprised at the fact that I can't laugh it off anymore. That just shows that you have gone into it headlong and that it is a serious, serious matter. Not to mention the fact that it's also been on his mind ever since he got from Misane that he shouldn't pursue all this. At least that's the way I want to see it. It's like he got too curious for his own good. I open the report. Alright, report number 5. When auroras become observed all over the world, mainly in low-altitude areas, due to the activity of the sun being more active, many people will question HARP. HAARP. I just want to call it HARP. HARP equals High Frequency Active Auroral. Is that actually a word? Research program. High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Okay, and what does this program do exactly? A program that researches the activity and the effects on wireless communication by radiating high-power electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic. Like the monopoles. Electromagnetic waves to the ionosphere layer. Okay. So it researches the activity and the effects of wireless communication. So Wi-Fi. Okay. However, the fact that the army is part of this military project is a major reason that HARP cannot clear their suspicion. I'm gonna laugh every time I say HARP because I can't help it. Military project. Oh boy. Yeah, this is now going into a territory that is now in a region, well, not region, but an area that I don't think we really want to go into. The armed forces? Really? Ridiculous thoughts, and consequently, the core goals of HARP are being told by conspiracists. Are being told by conspiracists. Right, yeah. And it's thanks to the conspiracists as well as the conspiracy theorists that information concerning all of this, and with the Committee of 300, the Tavistock Institute, the Illuminati, all of this information being told by them is like blown out of proportion. It could be. And so I kind of want to say that it's thanks to them that all this stuff that is written in these reports is stuff that like Kimijima was like fed. Like he got all this information, wrote all this down, but he got it from conspiracists and conspiracy theorists. I mean, I feel like that could be a strong possibility. And he just might not know, like, who's a conspiracist or not. So it's like, who can he trust, you know? For example, there's a theory that by radiating electric waves through the strength of 1 trillion watts, you can control weather, mines, and cause earthquakes. Wow. Okay. With 1 trillion watts of electric waves, you can not only control the weather, but you can also cause earthquakes and control someone's mind. So that would be another way of brainwashing then. Right? I mean, that's what makes sense. Or you can create a strong laser weapon to attack cities by meddling with the ionospheric layer. Jesus. A laser weapon? Yeah, let's not create a laser weapon. Jesus. I mean, that could eradicate thousands to millions of people. My god. These ridiculous theories with robust imaginations are covering up the alarm bell that is the one truth. I like the way that this is worded. Covering up the alarm bell. I like that. The truth is being mocked by people who ask, "What are you talking about?" Okay, so I feel like that people asking, "What are you talking about?" is not just from people mocking the truth. That there are people legitimately asking, "What are you talking about?" And, not mocking the truth. But do not get misled. There is a high possibility that all these ridiculous theories that are used to cover up come from Tavistock, which is scary to really think about. So I keep saying that, but I this is scary stuff we're dealing with. I mean, they're like trying to... It's like they're trying to create this ideal world. I mean, going back to the Totalis cult that I talked about earlier, it's like... I feel like that's what they're trying to do as being a cult. They're trying to, make this world great again by eradicating millions of people and just replacing them with, like, I guess, robots, and replacing others with people who are brainwashed. So that is cause for concern. And that's not how I would want this world to become, in this game. And I of course, I certainly wouldn't want this to become a reality in the real world either. It would be much scarier in the real world, if I'm being honest. They will create a forest to hide a tree. Okay. That is the way of the Tavistock Institute. Huh. Okay. That's a very interesting little paragraph there. They will create a forest to hide a tree. I guess then what the question is, what's in the tree? First of all, it is obvious that HAARP's strong electromagnetic wave is not targeting Earth based on the ionospheric layer theory. Ionospheric layer theory? What kind of theory is that? Okay, but that is not all. Properties of HAARP were converted when NASA and the Committee of 300 got the results from the Ulysses project. Okay. Ulysses project. So we've known about the Atom project, the... What was one of the others? The Noah project? Then again, that was in reference to Chaos Head Noah. And there was one other one, which is escaping me. Mars, Project Mars. So the Ulysses project is another one then. Okay, so, geez, how many projects are there? I imagine a lot. Like a lot. It's probably easier to understand if I say it became a part of Project Adam. Oh. So Project Ulysses melds with Project Adam? I mean, I guess, like, depending on the project, that other projects can become a part of another one. That's interesting. Okay. The sun's surface is about 6,000 degrees, but solar flares get shot into the sun's magnetosphere from the surface at temperatures over a few million degrees. Shit. Oh my god. That's a hot one. My god. 6,000 degrees is the sun's surface. But the solar flares from it can get to a temperature of a few million degrees. Damn. That would explain why I easily burn. I mean, I have the red hair gene. I mean, I'm part Scots-Irish, so I don't really tan. I burn. So I have to be careful when I go outside, especially if I'm outside for a long time. In 2007, the reason for that heat was discovered to be magnetic reconnection. Magnetic reconnection? Okay. I'm just kind of taking that in. So, magnetic. In other words, due to the increasing proximity of the north and south pole of the sun, the two opposing magnetic field lines of the sun's surface and the corona in the sky are intact, creating a truly unstable situation. Unstable. Like, how unstable? Can it get unstable to the point where it's, like, really dangerous? That is, once again, scary. Both magnetic flux lines have the tendency to grow shorter. But at this time, extreme amounts of energy get released in upwards of thousands of degrees. Man. The surface isn't the only thing affected. This magnetic reconnection is happening frequently in the sun's magnetosphere. Frequently. Ooh boy. So, what is that doing to the Earth then? And that is not someone else's problem. It's not? How is it not someone else's problem? The sun's magnetosphere is tightly connected to the geomagnetosphere. Alright. I take it magnetosphere and the geomagnetosphere are two different things. And not as similar as I probably think they are. Magnetic reconnection happening in the sun's magnetosphere has major effects on the geomagnetosphere. Jeez, magnetosphere, magnetosphere. It's like I'm saying that a lot. The purpose of the solar disturbance is to push the sun's atmosphere and plasma to the geomagnetosphere. Oh, interesting. And the solar disturbance can actually do that? There's a chance that a magnetic reconnection can happen if the plasma and geomagnetosphere crash with each other. Huh. Alright, but if they do crash with each other, how does that affect us? If at all? You need to understand that the auroras occurring are caused by the energy created by the plasma heating and speeding up. Interesting. Huh. I mean, I've read some information on the Northern Lights. Not too terribly much, but the only reason why I've read anything about the Aurora Borealis is because I have a story idea involving the Northern Lights. So it's like I wanted to do my kind of my due diligence in doing some research. So it's really interesting that the Northern Lights in this game are being caused by the energy created by the plasma heating and speeding up. Alright. If a magnetic reconnection occurs in the geomagnetosphere, a magnetosphere substorm will cause damage far worse than a regular solar disturbance. Critically, it will end all human life. That's what I was just thinking. It's like my mind immediately went to how will it affect humans? End their life completely. All human life on the Earth. All, was it 6 billion of us? Jeez. Project Adam is terrifying in that it is trying to artificially create this event and is using HARP. Now, maybe I should stop saying it that way, but I'm having too much fun saying it that way. And it keeps things a little light with reading this. As one of the gears to that end. I mean, I feel like all of these projects that the Committee of 300 and the Tavistock Institute have, that all of them are terrifying in some way. And by the sounds of it, Project Adam is the most terrifying. The Committee of 300 think that it is impossible for the human race to control the sun. But controlling the geomagnetosphere would be possible. Huh. I mean, I would have to agree that with the notion that it is impossible for the human race to control the sun. I mean, one, how would you control it in the first place? And two, who would want to control the sun anyway? I mean, it's part of our universe. If we mess with the sun, I mean, what can we possibly do to the sun to make things not so great for those who are on Earth? I mean, I don't even like to think. I don't even like to think that someone would want to control the sun for their own ways. And as far as controlling the geomagnetosphere, I mean, I don't really know geomagnetosphere like at all, so it's like I would have to really look at what that is to see if it is something that can be controlled or not. It's like I can't really say anything on that. But very interesting. So this seems to be all about magnetosphere. I mean, I certainly said it a lot reading this. It's all very interesting. Yeah. I wonder what Kaito's thinking here. I can't even understand half of it. I mean, it's a lot to take in, especially with talking about the universe. I mean, the universe is vast. And even though we have some grasp on the universe, we can't fully understand it. We can't fully understand how the universe works, how the sun works, how anything really works out in space. I mean, we only have what we have to go off of from, astronauts going up into space and, landing on the moon, and it's like we don't have enough information.
Geji-ne, この内容を短くまとめられない?
I don't think she can.
太陽の活動が極大期に入ったことにより、地球磁気圏もまた不安定になっています。
Scratch that. It's like she can. Earth's magnetosphere has also become unstable. That's what I'm afraid of. And that instability could be a massive downfall for everyone on Earth, I feel. Oh boy.
それを利用して300人委員会は太陽コロナのような現象を人為的に地球磁気圏でも引き起こそうとしているのです。
Solar corona phenomenon. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of science in this report. So, I mean, I was never good at science when I was in school. It was one of my worst subjects. So it's for me a lot to take in and try to understand. So I have no idea what a solar corona phenomenon would be.
なるほど、わかりやすい。
You do? Then please, tell me, Kaito, tell me, please, so that I can understand all of this.
ありがとうございます。
Using the sun's abnormal activity, they can cause an explosion that occurs near the sun. Only near Earth instead? Oh, okay. So that image in the last episode of Gunvarel of like the sun like enveloping. It's kind of odd to say it. Envelopes Earth. That image. That's what this is gonna be, right? This explosion near Earth. Oh God. That's gonna wipe out everyone. Or nearly everyone, I feel. It's like Earth will just become a desolate wasteland.
やっぱり頑張れるの最終はそのままじゃないの。
That's what I was just thinking. According to Kogori Minami's warning, Gunvarel was propaganda made with the assistance of the Tavistock Institute. Yeah. But she slipped in her warning in there. I mean, she took a huge gamble doing that. But what were they trying to make people think? Watching Gunvarel never resulted in me getting any ideas. I don't know if you really should be watching Gunvarel now, Kaito. Same goes for Akio.
これ世間に公表すべきじゃん。
Yeah, seriously. It's like the public has a right to know.
やばいよな。もし書かれてることが本当なら人類が滅んじゃうわけで。
Yeah, big time. I never thought I'd say those words out loud and mean it. Yet you did. This sort of unreal craziness was supposed to be limited to movies and anime. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, fiction is filled with these sorts of apocalyptic scenarios. Yep. I can attest to that. Being a movie buff. Humanity's actually in real danger. Yet all I can think is that this must be some kind of Hollywood movie. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe all of this is just one big movie and we're just all actors in it. That's an interesting thing to think, actually. None of this feels real. It doesn't seem possible. No matter how many times I've been warned, even after a solar disturbance unleashed its fury on North America. Even with that bizarre aurora hovering in the sky above the island. None of it feels real. If I publicize the reports, people laugh them off as conspiracy theory nonsense like I did at first. Most people, yeah. Who would believe some random high schooler going public with this kind of info? The Committee of 300, for one. Hell, it's more than likely that I'd become the laughingstock of the world. Maybe I should wait and see for a bit. I mean, I think you should, actually, yes. I mean, we don't have all of the reports yet. We still have 2 more to get. We should get all the information that we need to before we make anything public. If I went public with this and things got crazy, I'd have even less time to game. Of course, that would be his biggest worry, right?
Geji-ne、次の君島レポートのフラグの情報をくれ。
What do we got this time?
君島レポートナンバー6の AR アノテーションを可視化するためのフラグをダウンロードします。完了。レポートナンバー6のフラグをお伝えします。1、君島レポートナンバー5を発見している。ゲジネより注釈。フラグ1はすでに達成済み。2、JAXA 増田通信所の展示室にある人工衛星追跡ゲームでハイスコアを更新する。
What? JAXA has a like a sort of kind of like a video game kind of thing. Record a high score? Okay. Interesting. Masuda Tracking and Communication Center. I don't think we've heard this name before. I don't think.
3、コスモリゾートのゴルフ場内で落とし物のゴルフボールを100個拾い集める。
What? What an odd trigger. Gather 100 lost golf balls? Okay. This one's just kind of funny.
4、ジオタグを貼り付けたサーフィンで3秒以上波乗りする。
Alright. Can Kaito surf? Huh. 3 or more seconds. Okay. At least he doesn't have to do it for super long. And where are we gonna get a geotagged surfboard?
以上です。
Interesting triggers.
また嫌がらせか。
A little bit, yes. I mean, the third one with the golf balls is just kind of silly, if you ask me. But, yeah, more abuse. And I guess he would also consider the third one abuse because, you know, he has to retrieve lost golf balls. 100 of them to boot. This guy wants me to go surfing at this time of year. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's getting close to the end of the year. Not to mention, I've never surfed in my entire life. Okay. He can't surf. I'm the most amateur of amateurs. Oh boy. Then how is he gonna get that one then? I mean, he more than likely is going to find some loophole with that one, right? Stop assuming that every dude on Tanegashima can surf. I mean, it's like we may be on an island, but not everyone can surf. Good grief. I can't be burning time like this. What the hell was Kimijima thinking when he came up with such annoying triggers? I mean, I feel like all these triggers are like tests. Like, a lot of them seem to test a person's patience. So, I don't know. It's kind of difficult to get into Kimijima Ko's head when we have never seen the guy, you know? I mean, he's dead. Did he even care about this info getting out? I guess that's a fair question to ask. I mean, sure, he's the one who wrote all the reports and hid them, and I guess also came up with all these triggers to retrieve the reports. But I don't know. I feel like Kimijima Ko is on the up and up and cares enough to get all this info out to whoever is looking for them. I'm extremely irritated. And with that, it's like irritation seeps in. Back to Akio. Well, this was an interesting report to read. I am going to stop it here. So, got some more stuff to think about. Not me, but Kaito does. It's like with the new triggers and everything that he just read in the report. Hard for me to understand the report, seeing that it's all science-y. But anyway, I think I'm going to stop it here. So I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.